Steve's
deep.
gone around the
They're
outside.
both gone deep.
Oh, he's lost it.
no.
9 wide.
Oh no.
No, you can't do that. Oh, and he's around. Big crash. Oh, Dali's gone into him. He's going to go for the move. He's going to go for the move. Back on him. Oh, the Tino's gone. Oh, no, he's thrown it away. Lawrence, the Tino's gone for a massive dive. And unfortunately, it's...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's a huge crash off the start line. Absolutely monumental. This is going to be a safety car.
Oh, Matt Kessel.
And he's just... He's rocked his car. He's going to have carnage. It's a big moment from there. He's going to struggle to stop that. He's into the wall.
That's out.
Inside of Phil Jones.
Oh, my jeez.
Two do not like one another.
And yeah, I can see why.
Shut the bedroom, big crash. Alex Cattle's in the fence. It's around. It's 3 ways.
Team 1 cubes while you're racing a race car, you either haven't got the mod installed or you're on some very good drugs.
Hello and welcome to round 3 of the Automobilista Supercars Super 2 Championship. Joining me tonight as ever is Colin. It's been a good start to this broadcast. How are you going?
Yeah, no, very good start. Yeah, no, I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm keen for some racing. It's my home track and I can't wait to be there in person next weekend. It's been a while since I've been able to see this place. I was last there in March 2020 to watch a local event just before the COVID stuff all happened.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while for you to be at a racetrack, watching some live racing. So I'm sure you're looking forward to next week. But for tonight, we got some pixelated racing.
That we do, and that should be good as well.
It seems to be shaping up to be an interesting race because looking at the times, I mean, from 7th to 1st, you've got literally 0.4 of a second, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, you've got RSM Latino, who's traditionally good at these short tracks. You've got Cam Parrett, who's on home soil here tonight. You got Higo, who won a race last week. And then you've got Steve, who almost won a race last week. You've got Ethan Knight, who's a complete unknown. Keenan Sykes, that's only been getting better. And then Kai Jones, who's been around for a while, and he's done a good number there. So, and that's the top 7, and they're all pretty competitive. And then there's not much gaps even further back than that as well. There's some competitive guys like Dostal, sorry, I'll say his name right, and Brapp and those guys that can definitely challenge up to the podium if they put it all together. So it's all to play for.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's going to be a good qualifying. Will be interesting. I mean, you find a 10th or 2, you might find yourself right up there, or if you don't find that 10th or 2, you might find yourself buried. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to this session.
Likewise, mate. It should be a good one. It's a tight little bullring, this place. It is technically it's the second shortest track, but it's that close to the length of Symmons Plains that it basically is the equal shortest track. I think there's like a handful of meters that separate the distance. But obviously it's very completely different track to a Symmons Plains.
Yeah, definitely. It's more, I find, technical. I mean, the bowl's very interesting. I mean, again, they're much similar to Symmons Plains. You can take different lines there. But, yeah, I find the first half of the lap a bit more technical. Got to get it stopped in certain areas to get it turned in right. And yeah, no, it's good. It's a good little track. I enjoy driving it, and I'm sure you love it as well.
Yeah, I love it. I've never really been greatly successful here, but it's more about trail braking into the first corner. You know, that first bit's pretty technical, and then carrying the speed up the hill. And then, yeah, the bowl, there's a multitude of ways you can take it, some of which hurt your tyres and some of which don't hurt your tyres. So, and then the last corner is just sort of a traditional 90-degree corner, but you've got that uphill braking zone that means you can brake pretty late into the corner, and then that big exit curb that, as the great Mark Scaife would say, you want to use as a motocross berm.
Yeah.
We see the cars leaving the pit lane in this big wide angle shot. Good to be back in Western Australia.
Yeah, the Republic of WA, as some people know it now.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, I'm a pretty proud Western Australian, as most people would know. So I can't not like this place. I've basically grew up at this place as a kid.
Yeah, it's
Sweet.
much like me with Bathurst and Sydney Motorsport Park. So
Whoop. So we're going to have a look at Higo. He won a race last time out, and I feel like
yes.
he's going to be pretty competitive tonight. Ben
Actually,
Hall
let's have a chat about something else. Ben Hall is not here.
Exactly, I was just about to make that point.
Is not here.
Ben Hall not here tonight. Unfortunately, he had work commitments, so it's thrown a big spanner in the works. His goal is to win the championship, and it's put him on the back foot. But we do have some drop races in this series that he can use to be able to not lose too much, but still it's going to mean that he's going to have to put together a pretty good season from here on out to secure the victory in the championship.
That's right, and I mean, if you miss around, you virtually forced to use those as drop races. And it's difficult because if you turn up next week and have a couple DNFs, I mean, yeah, that's championship, really struggling from there, because you need as many points as you can, whether you finish P11, P2, it doesn't matter. Like, sometimes those P11 finishes is what gets you across the line for the championship.
Exactly right, and you get points for starting in this series, and you also get points for all the way down to last place. So it's not like Formula One where you roll around and you don't get any points. You get points if you turn up here, and every point is valuable. We see somebody's had a drama after the inside there. I think that was Jordan DeSantis. RSM Latino's gone to the top, but Higo's improved on the first sector time there. But no, so is Brandon Dostal. So we're going to have a watch of him as well. But
notice that Ethan Knight's gone purple first sector as well, so
I'll get onto him as well and see what Higginson does as he crosses the line. And he goes to the top with a 54.5. That is a pretty quick lap time. We're going to watch.
Dostal now purple to the middle sector.
And he goes faster, so I didn't kind of expect him to be up there. As Ethan Knight goes to P3, Latino to 4th, Kai Jones is into P5, and Cam Parrett, fastest in practice, is in P6.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. Latino was purple to the middle sector, but he had a poor first sector. Did you see Higo now purple to the first sector?
Oh, and Cam Parrett was
21.6.
He got balked badly. Struggling to know who to watch here. It's such a short lap.
Yeah, the session's
There's
already
Higginson, and he
going
goes
on.
fastest with a 54.2.
That's a good lap.
Bratt was having a huge moment there as we switched to him. Ethan Knight's improved to P3 with a 54.4. We're going to watch Steve Warwick's on a lap. Behind him is Keenan Sykes. Steve Warwick improves his time. Keenan Sykes does not improve his time. Kai Jones is in the wall up the top where the old pit lane is on the way into the bowl, and he's escaped back to the lane. So that's unfortunate for him. Cam Parrett. He's up on his PB.
The Latino's now the fastest in the third sector as well, so if he can put the lap together, especially the first sector, he will be right up there. I know earlier in the week he did a 54.0, so... Yeah, Cameron Parrott only 9th at the moment. That's a huge surprise.
It is a surprise. I would have thought he would have been up there, home track for Cam Parrett.
Oh, he's run super wide there.
He has. And it still counted his time, but he would have lost time out of that. He ran way right over the curb.
54.6.
Hi, Jones is back out there. A lot of people on out laps. See, Sykes comes to the line. He does not improve. Rhodey is filling in the Ben Hall car tonight. He's currently in P10 and having a bit of a moment, it seemed, as we switched to him. Dodger and a claim bite, teammates here and there. They look to be drafting around here, which is interesting. I don't know if it's a track that you really want, a bit of draft. Maybe up the front and back straight, but...
I can't imagine it would benefit you at all.
No.
Maybe the back straight, but that's about it.
It's actually an interesting point, as we do actually have 4 Western Australians in the field tonight that I know of, with Cam Parrett and Claimbite Dodger and Stenny, of course. I'd be worried if he didn't live in WA. Nathan Higginson does not improve to the first sector. Dostal stopped on his out lap, probably trying to get out of the way of some people. Trying to pick up who else is on the lap. Got Hayden Cuppett, who's joined us tonight in the Domino's car, 2-car entry for this team, and he's currently down in 16th and his teammates in 17th. So it's a tough initiation for these guys so far, but he does improve his lap time.
Doesn't improve position though.
No, but hey, it's good to have some
I'd
new guys.
I'd say they're probably a little nervous. I mean, new to the series, they're pretty unknown to the other drivers as well, and they don't really know the other drivers, so they're probably nervous out there. As you see, Dodger now PB to the middle sector.
We
the
do,
first
3
sector,
tenths
sorry.
up to the middle sector. No, and we know it's tough. It's definitely tough. It's tough, this series, and the guys are very good. They've been around a long time, and some of them have been with us since our first season in 2019. Others, you know, are newer, but they've picked it up quickly. So to jump in here against these guys, you're always going to have a struggle. As Dodger improves, and he goes puts himself in front of Rhodey into P10, so Dodger into the top 10.
Yeah, good effort there from Dodge.
Let's
As we see the timing board not really lighting up massively.
I'm just keeping an eye on a few people. Ethan Knight must have got a cut track on that lap. Then he's on a better lap, but he's had to dodge. I think that's with Brapp or Spiro. And he goes to P12, so that's a bit of an improvement. And he's had a moment back into turn 1. He's into the fence.
Oh, there'll be a chassis repair there.
So we've got the Vivid Esports car of Clyde Jones. They're down a few cars tonight. Normally a 4-car team. They've only got 1 car in operation here tonight.
Yeah, we're missing 3 Vivid cars, and we're also missing I think another 3 of this Team 76 racing cars.
Yeah.
So that would have been another 6 cars in the grid. Would have been good if they could make it, but that's fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, I heard that Lachlan Horan was sick, and I'm not sure about the other 2, Liam Budd and Michael Pollard, but hopefully we see them again shortly. He's currently on provisional pole, and he's going for another lap. At the minute, the effort I'm impressed with is Brandon Dostal. He's in P2 in the 76 racing entry. That's higher than I would have expected from him and Ethan Knight. So
they've performed really well so far.
I'm going to watch the Tino because Higo was way down, and the Tino is on a personal best. Ethan Knight's made a mistake, so that might be session done for him. There is still time to get one more flyer in if you come out now. If you want to be on the track by now. Latino is not enough. He does not improve. Cam
Yeah,
Parrott on the
that's
lap.
so surprising. He's done a 54.0 earlier in the week, and yeah, he's a solid 4/10 away.
I think Higo's been balked by Cam as well. I think he started the lap a bit close to Cam. Ethan Knight's on a lap. I'm just trying to keep track of everything. RSM Latino's up 2/10 of the first sector as well. Ethan Knight
Yes, that's
is
a good
not
first
going to
sector.
improve. He's up. He's up. He's not going to. He might not go to pole here, but he's going to improve as long as he gets this last section right. Oh, he's made a big meal of that. No, he's off the road. Oh, he's in the fence. Jeez, I've seen a fair few people go in there over the years as I sit there most years in front of the WA Sporting Car Club's clubhouse. Kai Jones is on a faster lap. Keenan Sykes just put himself to P6. So Kai Jones is P5.
Dostal might have dropped out. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, he has left the game, unfortunately. So unsure as to why. He must have had a computer problem, I'm going to assume. As we see, I'm just trying to see if there's anybody else still on the track. Cam Parrett is still on the track. But he's not. Everybody's times are completed, so there's qualifying here at well, I was going to call it Barbagallo Raceway, but it's not actually called Barbagallo Raceway anymore.
No, it's not. Changed the name, what, 2018, was it?
Yeah, 2019 they changed it. 2018 they changed it to Barbagallo Raceway Wanneroo, and then they changed it to Wanneroo Raceway again. So I believe the sponsorship arrangement with the track expired, so I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's back to being Wanneroo. Which has never made much sense to me. I mean, it's near Wanneroo, but it's not in Wanneroo. So watching this, that session was awesome. It's got me so excited for this race coming up, and also just the week of racing upon us. We've got main series on Monday. We've got real life supercars over the weekend. It's a great week. It's a great week to be a fan of motor racing in Western Australia.
Well, it is, and not only that, we got the Bathurst 12 hour coming up as well in I think 2 or 3 weeks time.
I forgot about that.
You also got some drag racing in Sydney. If you're a Sydney person, get on out there and have a look. It's usually pretty good.
Should be good. All that coming up. So we got this little warm-up session. Hopefully Matt Cecil has joined us, and so has Brandon Dostal back. And hopefully we've left Ross Rohde, but hopefully he'll be back as well. We'll just have a... Oh, I don't know what I just did to the camera then. Luckily no one saw it. That was not a pretty image. So why this warm-up session is, I'm just going to go back to what we were talking about before with Ben Hall and the championship points. So, I mean, it is a pressing thing, and the way the series works, you really critically want to finish. Like I've won 2 championships in main game in this series, not bragging or anything, but just putting it out there. I know that on your bad days you have to perform.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Like, basically you drop rounds. Oh, there's a bit of racing going on between the 2 Green Top Motorsport cars there. But basically your drop rounds are like your insurance policy, is how I like to see it. And you don't want to use your insurance policy too early in the year, because if you use it up, they don't like... insurance companies don't tend to like people that make claims, and if you use your drop rounds, you don't have anything to fall back on, and it makes the season very tough because you know you've put pressure on yourself that you cannot make an error and that you have to perform every single time that you're out there.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I mean, with Bathurst, up until Bathurst being your last drop round, or drop races, where are we now? We're at Perth, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events. That's a lot of races. So you're looking at least 14 races.
Yeah.
So, and there's 2 already gone for Ben. So, yeah, as you say, you've got to be in it to win it. If you use your insurance policy too early, yeah, they tend to not like it. So,
yeah, you're in a bit of trouble. And then the end of the season as well. We deploy the drop round at that point, so in which it clears the field. It makes the championship all about the last few rounds after Bathurst, because obviously Bathurst is normally a pretty exciting event for both series, and then the championship battle ensues then, and nobody is basically any mistakes that you make from that point onwards. I just saw a car go through into the crowd here at Barbagallo Raceway.
yeah, that's not really something you'd want to see. I'm glad it was a pixelated version.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting accidents at this place. I've seen saw the tyre in the Stadium Super trucks end up hitting the bridge here.
Yeah, I remember that. That was 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier. It was that was an interesting one.
But yeah, so and then at the end of the season, it's clear and we get the championship battle for the last few races. So should be an exciting end of the championship this year with Gold Coast and obviously Adelaide, which although isn't on any of our calendars yet, you can be assured that we'll be racing there for the final round.
Oh yeah. It's always a good track as well for racing. You got the commitment zone at turn 8 and great passing opportunities right around the circuit. So
agreed.
For a final round there, it's going to be very, very good for
honestly,
all the series.
It's the best street circuit that we have. I don't particularly like the place because I've never been particularly lucky there, but it's the best street circuit we have. Well, I'm not counting Mount Panorama, but I genuinely think that it has everything that a good street circuit should have. It's got big curbs, it's got fast corners, it's got places you can pass. It's got everything, and that's the problem with tracks like Gold Coast and Newcastle. I find is it's a bit harder to race, where you can have a very, very good battle at Adelaide, and also still see cars doing awesome things.
Yeah, Adelaide's it's a very, very good track, a street circuit for racing, which is pretty unusual these days. But yeah, kept its tradition and it produces great racing.
Exactly.
I mean, Gold Coast, I've been fortunate enough to go there. It's a great track to spectate as well, which is, somewhat unusual for a street circuit because it's usually hard to see, but I found Gold Coast pretty good for a spectator track. Newcastle I've been to as well. That's pretty difficult to spectate at. There's a couple of spots that are pretty good, but yeah. One day I will make it to Adelaide.
I've never made it to a street circuit, so I've never been to a street circuit event.
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate enough to go to Homebush as well, when that was around.
Yeah,
I've
been to Homebush and I've driven around the circuit, but not for the race meeting. As we do have a motor race going on here.
Yeah, enough blabbering on. We better go through the grid.
I'll go through the grid for us in this one, and we got Nathan Higginson on pole position. I'm not sure. I think he did that at Simmons Plains, but I have no idea because my brain doesn't work that far back. Second position, Ethan Knight on debut. That is very impressive. From RSM Latino in P3. Steve Warwick makes it an all Blackshaws Racing row 2 in P4 from Kai Jones in Vivid Esports. Cam Parrett, homeboy, starts in P6 from Keenan Sykes. Brapp is in P8. He went under the radar there with that performance. Dodger in P9. Stenny in position number 10. I've just realised that Brandon Dostal has actually been moved to the back, so I'm actually going to restart the session because the grid is actually wrong. So
Yeah, we might give it a quick restart and readjust that.
yeah. So apologies. So we'll just fix the grid and we will go racing. That would have been the AMS thing to do with. Sometimes when you leave in quali, it doesn't play with the order, and sometimes it does. It's AMS doing AMS things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit anticlimax for the start of our event, but whoop. So we've actually got Ben Hall in the chat, watching from work.
G'day, Ben.
G'day, Ben.
Fortunate not you're here, mate.
It's unfortunate. And he said, "Go, let's go, Higo. First time he will lead a Supercars championship."
Oh. What if he DNFs, mate?
What if he DNFs? You haven't thought about that one, have you? We've just put the massive commentator's curse on Higo. I mean, currently he's not even in the server. So... That could be your drama. What you've just said there, Ben. As we let the session go on, as we wait for him to join us. All right, we should be right to go now, and we've got Matt in the server as well, so... We wait for... It is unlucky you couldn't join us, Ben. Well, the commentator's curse was that you said that Higo would lead the championship. And then I said that Higo for the win, he's a bloody good driver, is Higo. He is, but that... Motorsport is not something that's quantifiable just because you're good at it. It's a lot of factors that go into motorsport, as we all both know here, Carl, and doesn't matter. You can be 3 seconds faster than the field, but I have seen Tony Ricciardello lose a race here in his sports sedan, racing against non-sports sedans because his car broke. So after he set the lap record here, so anything is possible. And same goes for virtual racing. All right. Attempt number 2 of race 1 of tonight, and on pole position is Nathan Higginson. Brandon Dostal is in P2 now, where he should be. That's an impressive qualifying from him to put it into P2, and I reckon that he'll give this race a pretty big swing with the form that he's been on. P3 is Ethan Knight on debut from RSM Latino, Steve Warwick, Kai Jones, Cam Parrett, Keenan Sykes, Pratt. Dodger rounds out our top 10, which is pretty impressive from him. He's out-qualified his fellow Western Australians of Stenny and Acclaimbite. Jordan De Santes is in P13 in the other Cinecom car from Hayden Cuppett on debut. I'm assuming I'm saying his name correctly. I think that's how it's said. Spiro is P15 from Jose. Can't sure I remember his surname. And Matt Sissel rounds out our field, starting from the very back. Actually, a full row behind the rest of the field, having not partaken in qualifying. So he'll be sure to run through the field. And he's nearly crashed on his way to the grid. And Stenny's somehow out of order, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Get ready.
We're locked and loaded for race start. I've got the complete wrong camera on for some reason. We're away. And it's a close start, but Higginson's got it. But look at the row further back. They're squabbling either which way over position. And it is going to be Latino that gets through there. Yep.
Kai Jones looking very racy.
He was. And Cam Parrett dropped a few spots dropped a spot off the start. Got a yellow flag. I'm not sure what that is. Matt Cecil's already made his way up into P12 from the back. So he's been very racy on the first lap. There's a lot of smoke into the bowl first time round. I'll tell you who is looking racy, and it's Brandon Dostal.
Yes.
Closed right up on the back of Higo here on the start.
Now Higo, I want to be careful here because I've noticed in the ASR development series he's been driving a lot to the inside line. And I'm not sure about their rulings, but here you can't do that every lap. So you'll have to be mindful of that.
No, that is correct. We do have different rules on blocking in this series. And even Latino is keeping a close eye on them. Oh, and Stenny's having a moment. Oh, he took a heap of curb at that.
Oh!
And then he's looped it. He's around, so he's around again. So that's not been a good start for him. So Higginson continues to lead us. been pretty quiet so far for this series. We've got a battle on here though between Ethan Knight and Kai Jones and Steve Warwick. Ethan hasn't had the best of starts to his first race. Dropped a few spots, but he's getting an initiation here from these two guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and he's been turned around.
Oh, he has.
He's been turfed off.
Silly there, my dad.
Yeah, it was a bit
Very
silly
silly.
there from Steve, so that's had dire consequences, and now he has to wait for the whole field basically to come through before he can go. It's very costly.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. We've now got Bratt putting pressure all over him, and Guy Jones is having a big lock up ahead.
See Latino now setting fastest lap of the race.
He is closing down on them. This is a good battle here with these four guys. Side by side through here is interesting. Oh. If he can hold it around the outside here, Keenan, he has the inside back up here. And he does, and he's going to do it. Oh, but he doesn't quite have the run. But now Cam's going to have a look at him. Cameron Parrett down the inside, massively sideways. Goes over the inside of the road. He's done a slide job somehow over the grass. And then got a poor exit.
I think he's let him go there. He's probably thought that's probably not the right move to do.
No, I would agree there. Yeah, it's probably not on. But as we can see here, Latino has sent it down the inside of Dostal. He's used the door there, and he has got the move done.
That's a very good move. You see a yellow flag. Whoa!
Yeah, it's one of the Domino's cars, I think, on the inside of the road, just behind the new pit lane complex.
Yeah, I believe it was. I think it's Jose Abreu.
Yeah, I believe you may be right. And he's getting the lights flashed at him now as he's gone back onto the track, and he's had another incident. So, not a good start to his event, but we won't punish him for that.
See Dostal looking racy now.
He is. He's coming back at cars, but this is just helping Higginson as Tina runs very wide there. You won't want to do that too many times. You will catch the eye of the stewards. There is a track cut out there. I don't know how far, but there is a track cut out there somewhere. It is frowned upon. It's always been a point of interest when they've come to this racing circuit.
That's for sure.
I don't really feel like you gain a lot of time unless you miss the curb completely here and you completely ignore the track limits. But that's just me.
See, I've lost live timing, so I can't really see if they're catching up. But it'd be good if these guys can get to the back of Higo and make a good race for the
It
lead.
looks like Higo has pulled away slightly in the last few laps, but we know Higo is not the strongest on tyre life due to his interesting driving style, that he likes to be a bit flamboyant.
Got live timing back.
That's a mistake there from Latino.
Yeah, last lap.
Oh, and he's on the grass. Oh, and he's been turned.
Oh no!
He's rolled.
He's rolled. Oh, that's huge.
I've got to get a replay of that.
That's a big crash. That is a massive accident.
I'm just trying to find him on my screen, and we're going to get a replay of that. He's had a
Trying to find him on his screen. I hope he's still sitting in the car. That was huge.
This was an absolutely huge accident. So he's got loose here and he's just been tagged, and just because of the momentum of the thing, he's crashed into the marshal post. Oh, I'm sorry, cars. I can't but not laugh. That is horrendous. So I'm just gonna gotta replay that again. I'm gonna watch it from his cockpit point of view, because holy, if we can get that view. He's just completely out of control, rolling. Oh! Ouch. He wouldn't have known what happened. He just would have been on his roof and completely confused. But he's still out there in P9. Oh, but the car does not look to be handling very well.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the biggest accidents I've probably seen this year.
Well, we've had Lou Simspot say get the hearse and say 100% fatality, and I probably tend to agree there.
Get the hearse. Yeah, it's...
Karma for 2020 Ben from It's Dano. That's a bit mean.
Yeah, but Dane Liccardo deserved that 2020 Ben.
Can I just reflect on the fact that Dodger is in P8? So
That's big.
Pretty big drive here from Dodger. Although he's struggling now on the tyres, it must be said, you can tell. But he's still putting in a pretty good drive.
I think we got a DNF from one of the Dominus cars. Yeah, we do. Oh, that's a shame.
It is a shame. They had a bit of a tough initiation to the series in this race, it must be said. Oh, and that's wide there from Keenan. Big understeer in the car, and that's going to let Cam Parrett. I must say, I've expected Cam to be a bit further up than where he's been.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed himself of where he is in the water.
Yeah. I know he's spent a bit of money on some new sim equipment recently.
Yeah, that's true. He'll probably still getting used to it, so...
Not a lot happening at the minute. The battle for the lead sort of toned down. Although
Yeah,
there is someone... Oh, who's the car that pulls the yellow up here? So I know there's a battle here between Santos and...
Still yellow.
Still yellow. Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like Higo's just maintaining that gap out in front now, so...
Yeah, that he is.
Oh! As I say that, he's round!
He's round! He goes round! He's absolutely bottled it! We're going to have to get a replay. That's going to kill him.
Wow!
He's just got on the curb and he's got out on the grass and he's gassed it up. Lockdiff doesn't like that, and he's around into the infield. That's huge for the perfection of this race.
Wow. I was just giving him raps that he's holding a good lead. And
he were, and he's back in P7. So almost back to where Latino is. So that's huge. And then further up we've got Keenan Sykes and Cam Parrett battling over 5. We've got
the order stays this way. I think Cam Parrett will jump Higo in the championship.
That could be the case, yes. We've got a battle now for P9 between Dodger and Ethan Knight, who's recovering from his early race conundrum, but that's been sorted out.
Ethan's actually very quick. He's got the fastest first sector for the race. So it's a shame he got turned early in the race, because I think he'd be right up there. But Dostal on for the, I believe, his first race win.
He is, but he's off the road too! Dostal's off the road to the last corner!
Oh,
nobody wants to win this motor race! Nobody wants to win this motor race! And now he's made himself entirely, massively vulnerable to Steve Warwick. Either one of these three could be winning their first Super 2 race tonight. These three, all of them have never won a race in this series.
Actually, Steve has won. He's won 2 races at Sydney Motorsport Park.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Way back when. Way back when. Oh, and Steve's up there. Steve's up there and he's taken the lead. This This must be the tyres coming into effect. This is the sheer tyre wear of this place. It overheats the tyres and it's a killer.
Don't forget. Oh.
Dostal's coming in. So that's a bit confusing. So he's obviously decided, nah, it's all done for
Maybe
me.
not enough fuel.
Could possibly be. What is this race? What is this race?
And don't forget, Steve will probably get a penalty for earlier in the race. So effectively, Kai Jones is leading this race.
Yes! Yes!
And Brap P2.
And Brap's on the podium! And Dostal's just got himself a drive-through just to make his night even worse. What's the race? And then, oh my god! Keenan's around.
The race has gone off.
The race has gone off! I can't stop laughing. I don't know what I'm watching. All I know is that Steve Warwick is currently leading with a race control possible penalty hanging over his head from Kai Jones, from Brat back in P3. And we've now got a battle here between Latino and Higginson for P5, P6. We've got people flashing lights at one another.
Yeah, that's for lap traffic. That's okay. Or Steve will be getting close to finishing this race.
He will be, and we're trying to keep an eye on everything.
What
but
a race!
this is one of those. Oh, Latino's off the road again. Oh, not quite. But Steve Warwick, whether officially or unofficially, he crosses the line to win the remoter race from Kai Jones, who finishes an impressive P2, and Brat brings home a podium, which I believe is the first time since Townsville way back when. Cam Parrett P4. Higginson beats Latino, who beats Sykes. Ethan Knight finishes in P8 after all that. Dodger brings home a career best finish of P9 from a claim bite who's going to make the 10.
Whoa!
Oh, I say that. He's nearly been brutally murdered twice.
My God.
I'm laughing, but it's not because I find it comedic. I'm laughing because I don't know what else to do. I'm in shock. Dostal is P13 after all that. Matt Cecil, 14th. I'm out of breath. Steady,
Oh man,
so that
I hope
down.
the next one's like that.
15. Jose 16. Can we just run these every week? What was that? It's been a while since we've been here, and last time we were here we had a 30-lap pit stop race for this series, but Jesus, that was the most exciting 15-lap sprint race I've ever seen in my life.
That was fantastic. That was great.
Nobody wanted to win the race. Nobody wanted to win that race. Literally. Everybody who was in the lead made a critical error of judgment there and basically handed it to the next person and the next person. And wow, I didn't think a battle that was 5 seconds off the race lead was going to win the race. At about lap 7, lap 8, I thought, this is pretty stale. This is a pretty stale Super 2 race.
Yeah,
This is pretty standard.
Exactly what I was thinking.
You know, this is just another race. It's nothing exceptional, and we've had some mighty strange incidents, including one of the biggest crashes I've ever seen.
This way, Tanya. The fastest car was RSM Latino, and he's finished 6th.
Well,
second fastest car finishes 5th, and he was in the lead.
Third fastest
by over
finishes
2
in
seconds.
8th, and well, third fastest finishes 13th. Fourth finishes 8th. You wouldn't script it. I hope we're in for that again. Sorry to the guys that are fast, but wow. That race
Unbelievable.
that race was a broadcaster's dream. Well, we've had some good races here in real life that have been to do with tyre deg, and I think that was what was the critical factor there. This track, you overheat your tyres so much because you're loaded all the time, especially through that bowl, and it absolutely mutilates the left rear tyre. It's just, you do not want to be a left rear tyre at this venue, and you can see that on the exit of turn 5. Like, you get on the grass there, and one wheel on the grass, one wheel on the tarmac, the lock diff just doesn't like it, and it just spits you off, and then your front tyres are arguing into the bowl under brakes as soon as you lock up, and you're in all kinds of strife. So, be interesting to see some drivers take a different approach to this one.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Absolutely crazy. So we've got the same length race in this one, and I feel like those faster guys, they're going to have to play it a bit more carefully, because 2 of the leaders were out through basically tyre problems, and the other 2 got involved in incidents that were unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to pick a winner for this one.
We got confirmation of what happened to Dostal. Ran out of fuel.
Oh. Okay, well that makes sense, because I was thinking you wouldn't pit for tyres unless you didn't have any. Unless you did not have tyres, you wouldn't pit for them. You'd just drive the thing, even if it was horrible. Because you'd lose more time going to the pits.
Yeah, exactly.
But wow.
Oh, man. Do it again. Please.
I got excited. I got very excited. I'm almost sad your old man won and we didn't get to see someone new win, because I would have loved to have called that. But awesome result for Kai Jones and Vivid Esports. He's been in this series for, I think, 2020 was the first time those guys joined us, and he's done a few main performances, and Super 2, and yeah, joined that squad I think this year for the series, and he's walked away with P2 there, basically. I'm not going to say by default, because he had pretty good pace as well. He was running top 5, but yeah, he's picked up the pieces where everybody's gone off. And then even Brap, long-term competitor in this series, way back to 2019 in Super 2, I think he started, and had some good performances over the years and done a few main races, but he'll be pretty happy with a podium. I think both those guys will be very happy to be on the podium. They wouldn't have expected that out of this.
I believe Dostal's probably gone off the fuel counter in game, and as we know over the years, it's never right.
No, it's never trustworthy. It tends to reset itself between driving. It tends to be pretty accurate once you've gone out and done some laps, but when you first load into the game, it has no idea, to be honest. It just makes a rough guess. There is a calculation in one of the files about the fuel. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but yeah, it's not a very good one, it seems. There's very few tracks where I've seen it to be accurate. And here we go again. Oh. Does suck for Higo, but you know, Ben, you said that he'd be leading the championship after this race, and he probably still is, but it was a foolish call, I feel.
Yeah, I think he just is.
Yeah, it definitely would be tighter at the top, but sucks for Higo, but I mean, for your championship, it's probably a good thing. Not that you want to see your competitors doing badly, but when you're not there and you kind of, you know, the better it goes for them, the worse off you are yourself. So I know I'm one to look, I don't like to see people do ill, but I'll celebrate when competitors don't do particularly well in a race, especially when they're Luke Rosella.
Classic Luke. Speaking of Luke, I'm pretty sure he's still alive after last night's Ferrari effort.
Well, you know, it is pretty surprising if he is, because, you know, I would have thought he would have taken the pastels there after that performance from Ferrari. In fact, Ferrari's performance last night was a bit akin to whoever was leading the race's performance in the race we just had. They did everything they possibly could to not get a good result.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now we move into quali for race 2.
That we do. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's going to be as exciting as the last 5 laps of that race.
No. Unless we get a brand new pole sitter, which would be warmly welcomed.
It's possible.
I'm looking forward to the race.
A few quick guys here. It's definitely possible. I need to look at what I'm actually watching. Well, actually, seriously, but he is. A lot of the faster guys are all stuck up behind one another here. They've started their laps really close together. Ethan Knight and Higginson are very close in their first sectors. I'm interested for the race. I want to see if anyone changes their approach, whether people go conservative to look after the tyre in this one. I wouldn't think personally that the tyre wear would be that bad, but obviously I'm wrong. I did do a few laps here myself on a setup that I sent to everybody while I posted in the Discord. Wait, is your car on track? Yes, Ben. I'm going to click to that quickly. Your car is on track.
Yes, your chassis did make it. You didn't.
Made it. You didn't make it. And it's Benjamin Rhodes is at the wheel of the Luke McCune Racing car. He's had to put the helmet on last minute. Unfortunately, Ben Hall couldn't make it tonight as he was locked out of Western Australia by strict COVID rules. He had to be thrown in the quarantine bin at Perth Airport with the fruit and vegetables. If you've ever caught a plane flight into Western Australia, you'll 100% understand what I'm talking about. Where they tell you not to bring fruits and vegetables in.
You see, Keenan Sykes goes to the top on a 54.4.
That's a pretty good lap time from him. Keep training cars in front of him though as he starts the second lap. Oh!
Steve Warwick's on a good lap. Whoa!
There's a car heading way off. I didn't realise there was a wall now, so you can't straight line the track there.
There we go. Steve Warwick to the top, 54.3.
Seriously, Hans, there were quarantine bins at the at Perth Airport for fruits and vegetables. I'm not making that up.
So are you a capsicum or a tomato?
I'm a potato.
Anyway, back to racing. We'll focus on that. See Cam Parrett
Just waiting
now.
for you to ask the question about why I was a potato, but anyway.
Oh, the potato as well. Haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potato.
That's it. Oh!
Oh, he's
He
done it again.
He goes up and he's had a crash. I was watching it on my other screen and I didn't know
Wow.
what I was looking at. Unbelievable.
I don't think these guys realise that the tarmac gives you more grip than the grass.
Yeah, well, and I'll be honest, around this place, half the grass is just sand anyway. This Cam Parrett does a 54.3 and going to the second. That's a very impressive lap time. We haven't seen that kind of pace from him tonight.
Man, that is so close to my old man's time. 0.012.
Your old man is still parked in the pit lane here at the minute. Nathan
Yeah, he's
Knight
probably-
is not far off in the first sector. He's
Probably
down,
waiting.
but waiting for the track conditions to improve.
Yeah. Keenan Sykes is the fastest car of the first sector. That's interesting.
I'll have a look at him. Oh no, he's not on track at the minute.
Oh, it's from an earlier lap. Sorry. Yeah. He's still the fastest of the first sector. 21.6.
And no improvement from Ethan Knight as we see that Steve is emerging onto the racing.
Yeah, he'll have fresh bags on that one, I reckon.
I see that Brandon Dostal is about to go for a lap, so he's down in P8 at the minute. He'll be
P8?
I'd normally say he'd be happy with that, but I don't think he will be tonight with the pace he's shown. He nearly won a race before. So.
Well, he was P2 last session, so... Yeah, this is mixed up again, so... This is great. This is what we want to see. Everyone out there on 4 green tyres.
That's it. No excuses when you've got greenies on, and he's not delivering with those greens.
Playing by improved P12. He goes down. I'd say he's warming up the tyres.
So would I. Just trying to see if there is anyone on the lap. Your old man has just starting a lap. So Higo's coming through to start one. So is Ethan Knight. So we'll keep an eye on them, but Ethan's pulled out of the way. Latino is on a lap. He's just ahead of these guys. He's 2 tenths down to the first sector. Steve is 4 tenths down on himself.
I'd say it's the second or third lap. Really get the tyres going.
Yeah, they take a while to warm up, and obviously this is a very short track too, but then once they're warm, as Ty Jones is fastest to the first sector.
Here we go. Down in P7. Let's see if he can jump right up the order. Got a couple of goes at the apex there.
It's not really a corner where you want to be doing that.
No.
He's costing time for sure.
Tino improves time but not position. Yeah.
Oh, he's run it wide. Oh,
16.
untidy.
Oh.
He improves P5, but a lot more potential in that. Nobody really on a flyer at the minute, and I'm trying to find out about.
Last session, Cuz was P3, he's in P7. Dostal was P2 and he's in P8. So
I know. It's
picked
pretty
up
unreal.
at the moment.
It's pretty unreal. People like Cam Parrett, Keenan Sykes, they've definitely gained between races. He goes on a lap. Will he improve? No, he's not improving at the minute. It's very different qualifying order. It's almost reversed. By Jones behind him, so Higginson improves time but not position. Ethan Knight's on a lap, but he's not improving. He's backed out of it now. So these guys will be going for 2 flies, I'd imagine, most of them. 54 seconds left, so this is the last lap now, if anyone is out there, and Higginson is up on his personal best.
Will it be good enough for pole?
Well, that's the multi-million-dollar question.
No.
Cam Parrett's in the pit, so he's done. Steve's just crossed the line, so I think he's going to be done. Keenan Sykes is not improving. Jones is in the pit, so he won't be improving. Ethan Knight's on the lap, but there's a bit of an incident going on up here. Tino's involved in that, and they're not happy with one another. That's ruined his last run. Dostal is down in P9, and he's starting his final lap now, so it'll be interesting to see if he can move up, because it's a long way down from where he started the last one. Oh, and he is up, but he's had a big slide.
Yeah, that'll cost him a tenth or two.
It will, but if he can put together a lap like he did in the first one, in this last little bit here, he should still be on.
He's down in P9, Sten.
I know.
P9.
He's a tenth off. He's off his PB. It's very strange, isn't it? It's very strange, the reversal of some people's form. We've got a very, very different grid than we had in the first race.
Really improved.
P8.
P8.
Got half a second covering the top 8 cars. Not top 9 cars, sorry. Just over half a second. So, wowee. Well, Steve Warwick picks up pole position. Yeah.
Yep, well done, Dad.
One on
Got
Steve.
pole?
I think he's pulled a pole position off before at Sydney Motorsport Park, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah. I think he got the double pole, double race win there.
So,
Double check those stats.
I've got something topical that's been posted in the broadcast chat, considering that he has qualified P number 4, and I've had it from Hans Brunswick has written in, and he's gone, today's Zinger hot topic. You know, it's good when it's from Hans. When will Higo get good, is the question.
Oh.
And considering that he's leading the championship, but he's also qualified P4 for this race, I feel like that is an interesting question to actually pose to you. I mean, you would say that he already was good, but it hasn't really been the night that he would have wanted to put together. He would have wanted to put together a double race win, I would have thought, being that with Ben Hall away. And so far, P5 and starting out of 4th in this one makes it more difficult, but anything can happen, as we saw, but he's got a few cars to pass. We do have the short warm-up session. Not sure if this session is in the evening or the morning. Hans has all the good questions, says Lachlan Burt. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. We've got Jose Abreu, is it? He's pretty keen to get there and get some more laps out.
Okay, there you go. That's Steve's first pole position, 2 for 2.
Wow, so congratulations to Steve. Thanks for that. Big.
I thought I'd double check because Ben Dahlia was on pole both those races that Steve won at Sydney.
Interesting. So thanks for the interesting factoid there, Colin Noonan.
No worries.
Big ASC sleuth.
ASC sleuth.
I mean, I didn't even know he'd won a race, so that's how good I was doing. I don't remember where I was 3 minutes ago, but so these days, feeling the effects of old age. I've watched too many sim races is the problem, to remember all of them.
Yeah, between competing and watching them, it's hard to remember a lot. But
I'd hate to know how many sim races I've watched, competed in, or been a part of.
oh, thousands.
I mean, I clocked up 150 top split Scops races the other week, or the other day, for goodness sake, and that's just that.
Yeah.
I've got over 300 starts on iRacing. How many races we've had in this series. Good old days are factors. It's just unbelievable. And you
They
know
at
what?
RFM nearly every Saturday, so
Yeah, big old RSM. There's some awesome races at this venue. It was a very popular one for us to race at. Good memories. That's what sim racing's all about. It's the memories and... Oh, that's a bit of an incident.
well, hopefully after that crash he still has his memory.
I reckon that Tino might be struggling to remember the last race.
I was going to say, I wouldn't mind if one of those Domino's cars actually dropped some Domino's off, but after what I just saw, maybe I'll get some other pizza.
I'm just getting this camera. This is where I'm going to be sitting next weekend, and just wanted to inspect it in this series. There's a static cam.
Good spot.
It's a very good spot, isn't it?
Can you see all those corners from there?
Yep. Yeah, this is exactly how it looks in person. So you get a good
Even
view
over the
from
back
over-
as well?
Yeah,
Just
well,
there? You
You
can
can
go
see
up the
there,
hill
yeah,
there?
yeah. I saw Jake Kostecki roll the truck here from this side. So
Yep.
that's exactly what you see when you sit here. You used to be able to see the whole of turn 1 before they built the pit complex. So. And you get to see all the cars come out of, all the support categories come out of the dummy grid, which is next to the, where that ambulance is there.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know a fair bit about this motor racing precinct. Never done a lap here myself. I've been around here in a bus and I've walked parts of it, but one day I hope to do a lap of this place.
I reckon you should
Realise?
throw a magnetic number on the roller.
Been thinking about it. Been thinking about it.
Reckon you'll break the 50s barrier in the roller?
Madison Downer said, this commentary is riveting. Thanks for that, Madison. And we've had Kurt, can you confirm you will be getting a photograph with Mark Scaife? I can confirm that I will be getting an interview, photograph with Mark Scaife. And possibly, I've had an interview with Mark Scaife before, so that wasn't entirely incorrect. I could try to do that. I've also had Hans Brunswick say, Live for Speed used to record stats, and Lewis Wedding said, thanks for that interesting factoid, Hans. So there you go. I didn't know that about Live for Speed, and I don't really care. So
Didn't Live for Speed only have like one car?
and Blackwood Raceway, I think. I don't know. I only drove the demo of it. I played it before I did any actual sim racing. There's
I
a
just saw it
factoid.
on YouTube videos.
Did you?
And that's all I saw. Speed.
Fair enough. As we get ready for another race, you need to practice shifting really fast first. Well, I can shift really fast in the Sportivo, so I'd like to do laps to this place. That'd be good fun.
Well, another 15 laps.
Another 15 laps of...
I hope it is as entertaining as the last one.
Hans has just said that was the demo of Live for Speed, and it had 6 tracks and 20 cars apparently.
Right. Thanks for that interesting factoid.
Yeah, it was really necessary. Who's going to die into turn 1? Hopefully nobody, but you know, see what's going to happen. There's some guys that are going to wanting to come through here, that's for sure. And you know what, Cole? It's that time again, and I'm going to let you talk about the grid this time, assuming your father is on pole position.
Well, there you've said it. Steve Warwick, my father, on pole. So congrats to the old man. Done a good job there. His first pole position. Second place, Cam Parrett. In third place, we have Keenan Sykes. Fourth place is Nathan Higginson. Fifth place is Kai Jones. That's a good effort from Kai there. Sixth place would be Ethan Knight. Seventh place is RSM Latino. He'll be disappointed with that, considering he was probably the fastest car throughout the week. 8th place will be Brendan Dostal. 9th place is Brat. There's a good effort there. 10th place, Matt Cecil. 11th place is Rhodey. That's solid from Rhodey. 12th place is a Claim Bite. 13th, Denny. 14th is Dodger. 15th place is Spyro. 16th place, Jordan DeSantis. 17th place, Hayden Cupid. And 18th place, Jose Abreu, who is rounding out the field.
And that is our 18 car field for this race.
Okay, let's
see how we go.
Oh, here we go. Revs are rising.
Lights out, we're away, and it's a drive-through penalty for my father once again off the start of one of these races. But how's the start here from the second row?
Yeah, second row with a great start there.
Oh, a bit of chaos further back.
He goes sticking his nose right in there. Oh, he's a bit loose.
He is, but he hasn't been successful at it, and this is his helping Steve get away at the front. But they're going to go side by side, both rows of the grid through here. Oh, he goes, he's copped the old, don't argue, and he's off the road. Oh, and jeez, people are really getting their aggression out at the start of this race. Steady's gone around.
Yeah, that was cheeky there from Cam Parrett.
Oh, he goes, big dive bomb. 3 wide. Oh, somebody's going to end up in the fence here. Somebody, I'm calling it. There's going to be a car off very shortly.
Meanwhile, Steve will be looking in his mirrors going, go, 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 boys.
That he will be. I think they're all a bit hot-headed from the last one, it must be. A few guys that are further up the grid and want to put their stake in that they deserve to be there, and these guys are going, no, I want to prove that the last race that I should be up there. So as Higginson does a big dive once again, and he's got the position, I think Cam just went, yeah, no, I'm going to let you go there.
Yeah, interesting from Cam there. I would have thought he'd put up a bit more of a fight.
As Lewis Wedding just said, oh, another dive. Lewis Wedding said when you ride on someone into a corner, they're probably not going to give you courtesy in the next turn, and I agree with that. That's just hard racing.
Yep, completely agree. See one of the Nissans coming out of pit lane and staying out of everyone's way. That's good.
Ethan Knight. Oh. This is going off here for P7. Matt Cecil's trying to get himself alongside Brat further back here.
Yeah, just looking at the sector splits, he goes coming at Steve very, very quickly. He's at, wow, he goes just done a 54.2.
Yeah, I saw fastest lap for Steve. Very, very quickly eclipsed by Nathan Higginson by a fair margin.
54.2 would have put him on pole.
I know. Unbelievable that you can get the lap out in the race and you can't in quali, but it just shows when you're not under pressure and you've got something to chase, you just put your head down and you get on with it.
Well, that's right, and the gap's now only 1 second, so...
Yep, as we can visually see this gap as he comes around the last corner, does Steve. Running pretty wide too.
What does he do this lap? 4.8 versus a 54.6, so...
Still catching. Further back, Kai Jones He's in a battle. Dostal has slowly found his way up. It's all sort of settled down now, but we know from the last one it was settled down for about 3 laps before everything went off. There's the yellow flags out, but it's one of the Domino's cars once again.
I think those Domino's cars probably too busy delivering more than racing.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. Oh, he's going to go around the outside as Kai Jones, but that ain't going to work, and he's had a huge lock up.
See, this is why I found it interesting that Cam let Higo go so easily. He just matched him on the last lap.
Maybe he's thinking about the tyres here. Maybe he saw the last race and he saw how hard everyone pushed, and he's gone, I'm going to let Higo chase after Steve, see if he can get up to him, and then try and reel him back in.
Yeah, Higo's working that tyre very hard.
It's just my thought process, just knowing Higo works the tyre pretty hard, and I mean, Higo was pretty vigorous in how he wanted to fight Cam, and I know Cam's not that kind of driver, but he did hand it back to him. So, it's only a 10th for this lap, and it's gained on him. Noticed Denny has DNF from the race.
That he has, unfortunately. As we see now... Oh, good job to get out of the way.
That's... Higginson has gained a fair bit though now, and Cam Parrett is closing back in as well. Dostal isn't out of this either, further back.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like this is going to kick off. Yes. Steve lost half a second in that sector there with the lap traffic.
He'll be feeling the pressure, definitely.
Oh! There's a big dive bomb by Cuz there.
Was the P5? Oh, further ahead. That's the lap car getting in the way. So I don't really like to see that. But up the front now, we've got a battle on for the race lead here. Higginson is charging after Steve. Cuz is now getting held up by the lap car, and there's now going to be a huge battle here with Kai Jones for P5.
Yeah, the lap car just needs to get out of the way.
Oh, there's been an
The
incident.
yellow flag.
Trying to find out what the yellow flag is for.
I'd say it'd be for the lap car.
Yeah, I'd say that he spun. I'm just trying to work out if anyone else would, but it doesn't look like it. So while you'd say
it's
this
on
is
now.
a 2-horse race here, I'd like to be where Cam Parrett is, even still, because I reckon that he's playing the long game in this one.
Well, I know as of late, Dad's picked his aggression up a lot, and he's started to fight people rather than let them go, and it's good to see. So here he'll be.
Oh, he's had a big slide. Could be fireworks here. I don't feel like either one of these guys is going to want to let the other win, because while Steve missed the first round, it is still, you know, it's a competitor for a race win.
Exactly.
Oh, and Higo has a big look. Oh, he's got into him. As you can see, Higo is very vigorous, and that has cost him a second to Cam Parrett, just in that corner alone.
Yeah, this is getting fiery now. Great to see. I love the aggression stuff.
So do I.
Touring car racing at its best.
He's giving him the taps to let him know he's there. There's smoke again. So lap car just ahead of them.
Gets out of the way. Very good job.
Battle continues, although these two are once again catching some traffic and stuff ahead. Further back while that happens, I've just noticed Ethan Knight been in sight. Whoa.
Oh!
Back at the front though, we've got lap traffic playing into this battle for the race lead. Oh. They've done well to navigate that.
He goes having a look. Oh, he thought about it.
And Dostal has actually passed Cam Parrett. Oh, there's been a big incident with Cam Parrett, sorry. I'll get a replay for us.
Oh no, he's dropping down the order.
Yeah, he's dropping down the order fast, so we'll just get a replay up on the screen. So it was into this corner here, and oh, it was into the lap car. Oh,
No.
just unfortunate where he was positioned.
Yeah, he kind of copped the bump into the corner and it's drifted him wide, and then I'd say he's
And while that's happening,
anticipated
we've had another incident because we've had a change for the race lead, so I've got to work out what's going on here now.
Yeah, that's massive. He's dropped away massively.
So I've got it up on our screens. He's had a self error off the curb. Oh! No.
Ah, what a shame. Driving well there,
Huge
but
shame. So
giving the lead to Higo now.
that he has, and he's still in P2, but Higo 2.5 seconds ahead of him.
I'd say Higo will just cruise now. After the last race, he wouldn't want to be pushing in the lead.
You would think so, but it's all still all to play for. I'm not going to call anything as certain until they all come out of turn 7 on the final lap. Because he isn't necessarily pulling away. It's still a huge gap he's got, but if there are any other battles on the track. Oh, I've just flicked and I've seen Dodger send it on Ben Hall.
Brody.
Oh, sorry, it is Rody. I saw the Ben Hall car and just my brain couldn't work out what's going on there. So this is a battle for 11th and 12th. It's good to see these guys having a good race. It's good to see Dodger's picked up his aggression and fighting some people for positions. At the front though, Higginson has definitely backed out of this because he's only 1.6 in the lead. I feel like he doesn't want to take any risks to try and get a win here. He's got one more lap to do it.
He'll want to lead the championship.
Oh!
Oh, Kai Jones. Around,
And we get an RSM replay, and it's on the X of the corner. Was there contact with him and Brap?
No.
No, but the contact is what finished
Well,
the
there
day.
was, but
It
yeah.
was after he's already loose, and he's still around. So that's been a horrible, horrible ending to the race there for Kai Jones. We go back to the front bat, and Higginson continues to lead, 1.8 seconds in his advantage. He's got this in the bag now, you'd think. You couldn't think that something would go wrong from here, unless he had a brake failure or something.
Oh.
Although Kai Jones is still doing burnouts on the grass, so he's clearly not having a good one. And coming across the line, Nathan Higginson wins race 2 here at Arbugallo Raceway from Steve Warwick, and Brendan Donstal rounds out the podium. RSM Latino picks up P4 from Ethan Knight getting a top 5. Ethan Sykes, Brad 7th, Cam Parrett 8th. Plane Bike comes through to get a top 10. Dodger, and this is still on here between Roadie and Dodger.
Dodger's got it.
Dodger does have it. I'm going to have a quick look there. We're going to get an RSM replay of these guys fighting. That was a big dive here from Roadie. Whoa. This was never going to happen. So that was Spiro comes home in 12th, so he was a fair way behind those guys. And Kai Jones, who finishes a lap down after all that. Matt Cecil has just died on my screen. And then Jose from Jordan Sanchez and Hayden Cuffett with Stenny retiring from the race. Well, that was an exciting night of racing, you must say.
Definitely was. The Higo bagging them up.
He definitely is, and he deserves to. It was well driven in the end. He had to come from P4 in that one, so he had to do it the hard way. And after race 1, he knew he needed to bounce back. Giving the crowd down there at turn 7 a good show.
That he is.
I've always been a big fan of sitting down at the last corner because it tends to be where they do the burnouts after winning races. Not that we see too many of them in real life anymore, but
Yeah, it's a shame the post-race burnout has kind of gone away from the supercars. Love to see it come back because they're very, very good.
they are.
Especially when Payne Van Gisbergen gets a victory, you know it's going to be a great burnout.
I've got good memories of McLaughlin doing one at the last corner at Barb's, and also Will Davison when he won for Everest. That was a pretty vigorous burnout because he seemed pretty happy about it, as you would be. Well, could have had a top 10 if not for that attempted rejoin, says Roadie's Racing. I didn't see the attempted rejoin, so I'd have to have a look at that. But yeah, we'll see if some of these guys want to come and have a chat with us, I guess.
Yep.
I'm just trying to see the channels to see what the hell's going on. Seeing some protests have been lit up by some people. Okay, we've got some people in there. Who do you want to speak to first? Probably our championship leader, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll drag him up.
Here you go, mate.
Hello.
Good race win there from P4 on the grid in that one after a disappointing race 1, it must be said. How was your night?
It was a good start to the night. Was able to pull it out on pole. Yeah, as you said, race 1 was a little bit disappointing. Just got a bit too greedy coming up over the hill and dropped 2 into the grass and went round. It was a pretty good chase down to get back to where I got to. I think it was a P5. Had a good run in race 2, chasing down Steve for the lead. It was unfortunate what happened to him, but yeah, it was good night all round, all things considered.
Yeah, it was a pretty good recovery in race 1, it must be said, after the mistake. I am going to ask, though, was tyres the factor, or was it just literally being on the grass? Because I saw a bunch of people sliding around. Were the tyres overheating, or what was the go?
Left side got a little bit toasty. The tyres weren't really a factor for me. I found that I was able to control it really well. It was just the fact that I got it out on the grass and couldn't catch it in time.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was more a driver error than anything.
Fair enough then. Yeah, well, it's just I noticed a few people having problems, so I thought it might have been tyre related, but it must have just been people all making the same mistakes. But yeah, definitely good pace tonight, and good fight back there in race 2 to come from 4th and get up to the lead, and good battle. You guys, you were playing for keeps, you could tell, and you did well to pull that off.
She was a bit of a hairy battle at times. I remember there was one point to turn 1, I got into the back of Steve, and I thought, oh no, here we go, I'm going to turn him here. But got out of it and just pressed on.
Yeah, we definitely saw that, and I thought that was what was going to happen too. But yeah, it's good though. We like to see the aggression, as long as it doesn't end in tears for anybody. So
yeah, not
good
wrong.
Stuff. And we believe it's not official, but it's just rough maths. But you should be leading the championship, I'd assume, unless something I've drastically made a miscalculation in my head.
Drastic errors.
Yeah. So congratulations for that, and we'll see you, I guess, at the next
round.
round.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to speak to Steve next. He won our first race.
Yep.
Steve, mate, interesting night for you. 1 race win, 1 pole position, and a podium.
Yeah. How good's that?
It's pretty good.
I'm stoked. I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, I sort of got on the throttle a little bit too early there in that last race when I went off and tagged the wall there. I could see Higo coming, and I was trying to put cars between me and him, and I was behind Matt Cecil, and I thought, where am I going to get him? And just as I thought that, off I went.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, come back on, and I was able to, pull some time back, but not enough. But yeah, no, I enjoyed your setup. I just changed a few things on it, and it worked really well.
Well, that's good to know, because to be honest, that's me Melbourne setup. I sent to everybody for those watching.
Well, I just changed a little bit on the rear of it, and it was really good. Tyres lasted really well.
I'm just using that in my testing here of the track, so I haven't really done any proper laps yet. So that's good. That's some good feedback for myself going into this round. But
yeah.
The fact it was good enough to win a race in Super 2. But yeah, it's interesting you say that. I mean, the battle you and Higo were having was pretty vigorous, and he was right on your bumper, and he was letting you know that he was there. And all it takes is that little bit of lapse in concentration, and I guess that's what did you undone. And then race 1.
Yeah, that was it.
Race 1, you sort of everything fell into your hands.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I feel like I drive better when I have to come from behind people rather than going from in front of them. That's I don't know. I seem to be able to drive better when I've got a bit of a challenge ahead of me.
It's interesting. It's like when you're chasing someone, you sort of have that sort of thing. So when you're in front, you got the nerves because you've got all the pressure of everyone wanting to get past you from behind. So
yeah, and you want to stay in front, and you've got the pressure of them coming behind you, and at some stage you're going to have to defend your position, and that's all it takes is just that little bit of pressure can cause a mistake, and away you go.
Exactly right. But you can't be unhappy with tonight. You would take the effective round win if we had those. So awesome result. It's good to see you back up at the front. Yeah,
no, it's been a while. I've been spending a bit of time getting used to the new setup I've got, and it's starting to pay dividends.
Well, that's good, mate. We'll talk to you at the next one, I hope. Hopefully that goes well for you.
No worries. Thanks, Kurt.
No worries.
Thanks, Cole.
No worries. Thanks.
Well, out of everyone else down there, I think Dostal was on the podium in the last race. Plus, I'd like to ask him about not putting fuel in the car.
Yeah.
So
him up.
Hi there.
Hello, mate. Brandon, yeah, P3 in that second one, but the question that we all want to know about is about race 1. You were leading the race and you came into the pit lane.
Well, on lap 12, I started to run out of fuel. I only had about 12 litres left, and coming on to lap 13, I had to pit because there was absolutely no fuel left in the car.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's pretty crushing. It's hard to take, to miscalculate, especially when you're in such a good position.
Yeah, it's definitely heartbreaking, but hey, it is what it is in the end.
But other than that, pretty solid night. Not the greatest qualifying for race 2, but race 1 starting P2, you must be pretty happy with that, with your pace.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely stoked about it. It was the most awesome feeling ever to be on the front row.
Yeah, it's nobody in front of you, no one to look at except where you're heading.
Yeah. Higo was quite fun on the first race to have a little battle with, but eventually he started pulling away from me.
And then race 2, you had to come from behind there.
Yeah, I started in P8 and I tried to push through the field as hard as I can, trying to mend the heartbreak from the first race. I managed to get all the way up to P3. It was a fun little battle on the last lap with Steve Warwick, but he got me in the end.
Yeah, no, it looked pretty fun. It looked pretty intense once again, but good drive to come from where you came from to get the result. So been a good turn of pace from yourself, it must be said. Like you must be pretty happy with how your season's going and how your form's going.
Yeah, I'm over the moon for how the season has started off for me. From the season back in 2020 where I was slower than a dump truck going around everyone, to now where I'm actually being able to be competent and being able to compete with the other races for podiums.
Yeah, it's a pretty big improvement, mate. And it's not easy, so it takes a bit of practice and all the things set up and whatnot that it takes to get to it. So commend your effort, and I look forward to seeing you possibly challenge to get that first race win, because you look like you're not very far away from it.
Yeah, I'm going to try my hardest over the next few rounds to get that back. It was a heartbreak on the first race that I didn't get it, but oh well, it is what it is. But hopefully next round I can see if I can try and get myself up there.
Well, hopefully, mate. The trajectory is looking up, so we'll see how you go then, and we get there. So, well done tonight, and I look forward to seeing the next one, and I look forward to see you get that race win, because you looked mighty close to it tonight.
Oh. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hopefully I can.
Hopefully, mate.
Yeah. If it wasn't, I've got a mate I'd like to shout out here.
Yeah.
Dane Liccardo, if he wasn't in my ear or wasn't helping me get to the point where I am, I wouldn't be as competent as I am at driving.
Well, it's good to hear. It's good to hear that you got someone that's helping you. And, Dane's been around a while. He's had some controversial things in this series, but he knows what he's doing. He's got very quick himself recently, and he's a good guy. He knows how to win races in this series, so he's a good guy to have in your ear.
Yeah, he's my mentor for racing. He's teach me everything I know, pretty much.
Well, it's good to have someone like that, and we all got to start somewhere. And I had people like that in my ear when I first started as well, so I know how valuable that is to getting better. So mine was Mick Floyd, and even Madison Downer, I believe, is watching in here, is my mentor at the minute. So got to have those people that tell us what we're doing wrong, because you don't know what you're doing wrong until somebody points it out to you. So,
yep, that's exactly right.
But best of luck for the rest of the season, and we'll see you then.
Yep, thank you, Stenberg. See you later.
See you, mate. Well, I don't think we have anybody else who's on the podium, because I don't think Latino was. And
I believe that's all.
That is all. So, well, Cole, what an exciting night of racing.
Yeah, it was very, very good. That race one was, highlight of the year so far.
It is. It's honestly
very
the
good.
best Super 2 race that I think I've seen in a long while. I mean, we had some absolute doozies in 2020 where everything went wrong, but it was a good race as well as the drama. Like, drama was exciting and it's big crashes, but the actual racing was still good. So, keen for the next one.
Yeah, me too, mate. We're, I believe that's at Winton. Might be even further than that.
I think it's further than that. So,
There you go.
anyway, we'll work out when that next one is, and we'll get back to you. But
Townsville,
is it Townsville? Jesus, that's
July 4th.
months away. So
A little while away between then, but we've still got Maine next week, and we've also got Carrera Cup as well running now. So
exactly
still
right.
plenty of racing going on.
Exactly right. If anyone wants to jump in to main series next week from tonight, feel free to, and hopefully that is a good one. We're going to have two longer races, the same format we've sort of had all year, and I feel like after tonight it's going to be spicy because tonight was really good races, and yeah, it wasn't so much about tyres as much as I thought it was, but I feel like that will be a factor in our racing, judging by our pace and also the tyre deg in the longer races. Well, just the fact that they're longer.
Yeah, exactly. It should be interesting, and yeah, I'm keen for it.
Keen for it too. Well, I'm looking forward to getting there, and I'm looking. Everyone who's watching should be looking forward to watching Stairs and Madbird next week. So that's been a wrap from Wanneroo Raceway, and I look forward to everyone joining us next time. Goodbye for now.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if I randomly just said that Kurt Stenberg and Colin Warwick were terrible people at the end of the broadcast.